Welcome back to Wives on the Island. I'm Alyssa.
And I'm Jessica. Today we're going to catch up. We are going to talk about holidays with children. Is it magical or is it exhausting? Then we're going to talk about the Selena document because Alyssa finally watched it. So yay, we could discuss that. And then we'll wrap up with some Secret Lives of Mormon Wives talk. So how was your week?
It was good. It was busy. Last night I actually had my book club and we did like a white elephant exchange. And I'm happy to say, a lot of the books that were there, I've read already, but I ended up with a book that I read already. So I was like, oh, yeah. And my number, have you ever done a white elephant before?
Yeah.
So I've only done it once before, and I was, relatively late the first time I did it, my number, but this time it was 4. So
yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah, so I didn't, have much to, steal from. And then the book I actually originally picked was a book I read already, and then somebody stole it from me, so then I picked another one, and the book I got I also already read. So I was like, 2 for 2. But right. I will say I was happy that, the book I brought, it, got stolen twice and then locked in with the person. So it was, I felt good that, my book was wanted because I originally bought a book and it was a holiday romance book that I've never read, but I was like, oh, it's Christmas and this group of ladies seem to like the romance book. And when I got it, I wrapped it and everything and then I was like, I'm returning this book. I can't show up to this book club with this book. I don't know why. So then I just bought my thriller that's I gave a 5 stars to last year when I read it. So and everybody, it was a hit. It was the only thriller because I'm such a thriller girl. I that's my preferred genre, even though I have ventured out to historical fiction now, which I enjoy. But in my heart, I'm a thriller girl. And yeah, just because they're fast and suspenseful. I really try to stay away from kidnapping children like that. I don't like that. Or super gory ones, but yeah, so I felt good, and I was the only one who bought a thriller other than Verity, but I don't know, that's a very popular book. But speaking of books, my favorite book, one of my favorite authors, Frida McFadden, she wrote the Housemaid book, and it's coming out in theaters and the 19th, December 19th, and I'm so excited to go. I think we might get some girls together from the book club, but I genuinely, I'll go by myself. I really don't care. I want to go see the movie that bad. So yeah. And then also my TikTok has given me these squishy dumpling videos, and I happened to be by a Five Below, and I was like, let me just go pick one up. So now I have all of these squishy dumplings that my kids are now obsessed with, and they have different textures. Ones, and these are more but it's so crazy because I shared a video and it got a lot of views, a lot of likes, and it's just funny that people are really into these mystery dumpling things.
So how much did you spend on those mystery dumplings?
So these are $1. No, $1, and then these were $5.
Oh, that's not bad. Okay.
No, it's not bad, especially these little ones. I will say these are nice. I put these for my kids' stocking stuffers. I bought an extra 2 and I threw them in their stocking stuffers. And while these are super cheap, it's I also don't want to get a bunch of these mini dumplings because what the hell am I doing with these? Right. I mean, I will say they kind of pop pretty easily too.
Yeah.
And that was what my video was about. So there's that's the appeal to these dumplings. It's every series has a mystery dumpling that you want to get. So they always have a glittery, rare one. Tell me why my son and I opened it. We got pink, blue, and the purple glitter one that's somewhat rare. And it had a bunch of holes in it. And the little Orbeez were popping out. And my son was so upset. And I was like, it's okay. So, and I truly was embarrassed to go back to this Five Below and literally exchange it for a new one because it's literally $1.
Right.
But the lady understood. But I didn't want to pay another $1 just because I had to throw it away. I don't know.
Right.
No, but she exchanged it for us. And I think it was another blue one. And my son was like, oh, we're never going to get that one again. But I was like, yeah, I know, it's kind of crazy. But yeah, we'll probably go get maybe 2 more. And then, because they have a tie-dye one that I kind of want.
Okay. So you're going to, they're just gonna be all over your house.
Yeah, but I will say I don't find them a complete waste because my daughter, because they're dumplings, they're like
Right.
food. So she does put them in her little kitchen. She pretends to cook.
She cooks them. That's
Yeah,
cute.
she cooks
I mean, they're
them.
adorably
She puts,
cute. Not the squishy
Yeah.
ones, but the one that like the one that you're holding. That one's adorable. No, not
oh
those.
yeah, the one
Like
with the
that
little
one.
faces on them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
like
will,
the
but
ones with,
there's like,
little faces.
yeah,
Yeah.
but they have like the different like texture. Like this is more of like foamy,
Yeah,
and
see,
then this
I
is
would like that.
gel. Which one then?
The
Do
foamy
you know
one.
what?
The gel one freaks me out. I mean, the other one freaks me out when you touch it. Stop doing that. That's enough. That's enough.
Yeah, no, I definitely prefer this one. This is called like a lot of people say it's like a Nido thing.
Yes.
I've never heard of that.
Oh yeah.
But-
I have one of those on my desk at work, and I just
Really?
like play with it.
Yeah, I like this one much better. So yeah, that's what I've been up to, and it's so funny because, like I said, that video went like somewhat viral, and I have to say, like looking on our social media platforms, we truly suffer from lots of likes on comments that we
Right.
leave on other posts. There's so many things where, sometimes I'll see something and I'm like, I just can't not comment on it. And then it gets so many likes, and then I think it's like one of our videos that it's just like is
just
a
a
comment. Yes, so that's annoying. But yeah, I've really just been cleaning and trying to get my life together out of my Christmas disaster. So that's really all I've been doing this week. What about you?
Nothing really. I feel like this week was just a fast week. It was like I worked, and then yesterday we went out. It was like we did it like a team dinner yesterday, so that was exciting. We always go to the steakhouse, and it's so good. And
Which one?
it's called Kaiser's. It's in Dunwoody or Sandy Spring. I don't know which one it is, but it's, yeah. And
Never
I
heard
think
of
it's
it.
Sandy Springs. Yeah, it's nice. We went every year since I've been on the team, so like for 4 years. And then last year we had a girl who was a vegetarian, and they don't have any vegetarian meals there. So, or she's vegan. I'm sorry, she was vegan, and so they didn't have any vegan meals. So we went to a different restaurant last year. But the girl has left. She left our team, so we went back to the
back.
steakhouse. Yeah, we're back at the steakhouse, and I like it. But I brought all of my food home with me. Well, not all of it, because it's like, you get a steak and then it's like shared sides. So I
Yeah,
brought home like half of my steak and then the broccolini.
love broccoli.
I love broccolini, yeah. So I was like, I'll take that home with me. I probably won't eat it, but I ordered, we always do desserts to take home. And it's called a cookie skillet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it comes with like ice cream and caramel, but I was like, please, no ice cream and no caramel. I just want the cookie.
Yeah.
He was like,
yeah.
okay. So that's downstairs in my fridge. So that's like the highlight of my day. And then today as I was driving home, my check engine light came on, and I was like, oh man. So I took it to the shop that's down the street from us, and they're wonderful. And they were like, oh, your gas cap is broken. And I was like, should have known that. Should have known that. And I was like, because I didn't hear it click when I got gas. And he was like, it's broken. So we'll do an oil change, and then we'll repair your gas cap. And I was like, yes. Then he comes back like 10 minutes later, and he's like, your tires are bad, like really bad, like a safety hazard bad. And I was like, the tread looked fine. Like, it wasn't, they weren't like bald or
Yeah.
anything like that. I don't know what I'm supposed to look for with tires. I just
Yeah.
thought that as long as they're not bald, you're good. But he was like, no, it's down, and it's like you have cracking on the side. And he was like, and I looked, and the wheels were in production in like 2017. And I was like, okay. I was like, I don't know what this means. But okay. And he was like, so you're gonna need 4 new tires. And I was like, well, a little bit over $900 later, I have my car
Yeah.
fixed. Because, you have to buy the tires, then they have to align them, and then, and then the oil change. And I was like, I thought I was doing so good. I was like, just a gas cap? That's awesome.
Yeah, right.
I mean, and he took pictures, and like I said, they're like such great people. They took me home because he was like, this is going to be like, I went at like 12, and he was like, this is going to be a long day. So he was like, I'll take you home. And I was like, okay. And he was like, do you need me to come pick you up? And I was like, no, I'll be good. I don't need you to come pick me back up. So I went and picked it up. But it drives nice and everything's good. So I'm excited. So that was like pretty much my week. Nothing exciting, just working my car.
Yeah. I feel like usually we record earlier and we don't discuss like the weekend, but since we recorded later last week,
Yes.
it's like, it's been just like, a typical week, anybody's week,
Yeah, it's a week. It's a week.
Yeah. So let's jump right in then
Yes.
to our topic. which
Holidays with the
is-
kids. Is it exciting or is it, exhausting or is it magical?
Yes. So you have had more Christmases. So
Yes.
what is your...
So it's not magical anymore. I'm going to be honest. We don't really do much for like Christmas. Like, so when our kids hit probably right after COVID, so I don't remember how old they were, but like right after COVID, we started doing trips instead of gifts. Like we take a trip. So we went to Panama, we did Disney, we've done, like, so we go on trips. So that's pretty much been our thing. So we don't like, I don't put up a tree, I don't decorate because we're not going to be here. Yeah. I don't do any of that. If we're going to be here, I will put up a tree, I will decorate, but I don't, there's no, because they don't help me put it back together and they don't help me take it down, so I'm not doing that.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, we're, you know what I mean? They're grown. If they
Yeah.
want to do it and they want to help me, I will definitely put up a tree as long as they're going to help me, but they never want to help me take it down. So I was like, no. And like I said, because
Yeah.
usually our trips are like 14 days. So there's really no point in putting up a tree and we're not going to be here, So,
Yeah.
but when they were younger, it was magical. So my dad made Christmas magical. My parents made Christmas magical all the time. Like my dad was like, call him like Psycho Christmas because it was like, there was garland everywhere. There were lights everywhere. Like we had lights outside our room that blinked like in our bedrooms, windows and
Yeah.
stuff. So it was like, he did it big. So I don't think I ever did it as big as my dad, but I did definitely made it magical. And with the elf on the shelf, I think it makes it more magical. So we had Tippy that came to the house every year, and she wrote a letter and she gave him candy, and then she would get into little things here and there. She'd be in the bathroom sometimes. She'd be like, like hiding. So
Did
I
you
feel
look
like-
forward to doing like Elf on the Shelf?
I looked forward to it like for the first 3 weeks, and then I was like, or the first 2 weeks, and then I was like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was literally like pop her in the tree somewhere, and then I'd like I'd talk one of the kids into touching her, and then I'd be like, oh, she can't go anywhere tonight.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Just because it was a lot, you know what I mean? Like you do it, and it was like I did snow angels, I hit her in toilet paper, I did like all like the fun stuff that you could think of. And Tippy would have tea parties with the Barbies and the, like stuff like that. But like by week 2, I was like, this is just. There would be times where I'd be like in bed and I'd be like, oh, I didn't. And I'd have to like get out of the bed and like run around the house and try to figure out a place to do it and put it somewhere. So yeah, but I feel like it was when they were younger, I tried to make it as magical as possible. But when you have things like Elf on a Shelf and all of the stuff that people are doing, like I never did this. And I think kudos to anybody who does it. There's no judgment. But like the people who like do like the reindeer hoofs in their house or the Santa footprint or stuff like that. Like I did you took a picture of the tree and you could like Photoshop Santa in there so it looked like he was, I told the kids I got a picture. So like that kind of stuff. But I feel like it's just with social media and Pinterest and all this stuff, I think parents are going like way. It's a lot. Like, and I love watching it, but it's for me, I'm like, oh, that's too much. Like I saw this whole lady today. I love her. I follow her all the time. She literally had the tree was decorated with toilet paper. Like she wrapped the tree with toilet paper, and then she put the elf in the toilet paper, and it was like we went sledding with, and they have 2 elves, so they like, and I'm like, that's a lot. And then one, in my mind, I know I shouldn't have thought this, but I was like, during COVID, we were struggling with toilet paper. I don't know how we're just wasting toilet paper around the tree, but it's so magical, and she like records her kids, and they're just, her daughter is like so excited, you know what I mean? And it's like that whole magic, it's so worth it, but it's so tiring, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
What about you?
So we've only had like 6 Christmases with kids, or a kid. So the first Christmas with my son, I remember like it wasn't that magical because it was during COVID, and like my family, we were like, are we gonna go up to New Jersey? Are they gonna come down here? And we basically did nothing on Christmas. And like, yeah, he opened his gift, but his birthday's in September, so he was only a couple months old, so it really like he wasn't there. So but then we did go up to New Jersey, and it's very exhausting because Christmas Eve, it's like we usually go out to dinner and with my mom's side of my family, and then it's like I have to bring a child with me, and we usually stay with my dad, and because my parents are divorced, and they live like an hour away from everything, so like being in the car, it's just like a lot. And then also Christmas Day, we usually do like the morning with my dad, and then we go see my husband's sister, and then we go by my husband's grandparents. So it's like 3 houses we're hitting on Christmas Day. So once my daughter was born, we have decided just to stay home, and Christmas Day is very magical. I mean, like for me, as soon as Black Friday hits, the whole house turns like Christmas. But and we do a lot of things now more so that, give that like holiday magic, like just adding to it. But I will say like Christmas Day at home is just so nice because I don't have to rip the kids away from their toys to go like to other family members' houses. And like I also was like struggling with how do I explain that like Santa's going to grandma and grandpa's house, not our house today, So it's like it's just easier and it's so much more relaxing. I could stay in pajamas. I have no bra on. I could just chill. It's like a judgment-free zone, and I'm like so there for it. But I will say my husband and I are like, we will not do Elf on the Shelf.
You won't?
No. It's just like, I don't know, we're just like, and I'm like a Pinterest mom, but like, I don't mean it this way. Like, I don't want to lie to my kid about it, and I don't want to bribe him to be good. Like, I don't know. I don't want to.
Santa's about though? Like, you're bribing your kid to be good with Santa.
Yeah, but like, they can't see Santa.
Yeah.
And it's like, here's the elf. The elf is watching you. It's like, well, what if they act out in Publix and they're throwing a fit? Well, the elf's not here.
I know,
Santa's
but I used to
watching.
tell them I'm going to report back to Tippy all of the naughty things you do.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. We're so...
I get it. I get it.
I don't know.
I wish I didn't do it, but I did it.
Yeah. I mean, I do. I actually saw on like, my Facebook group with all the moms like in the area, somebody was like, oh, my daughter is asking like, why doesn't she have an elf, and everybody else has an elf. But that's like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know why I don't love the idea. I mean, I personally, like I had an Elf on the Shelf like growing up. I mean, I was older because my brothers are a lot younger than I am. So like, I never really like bought into it. Right. But yeah, I don't know. Plus, I feel like, especially, maybe I would have done it with my son, but I feel like with my daughter, she would be like, I don't care, and throw that elf like across the room. And then it would just be another thing for her to get mad about. And like the bribe, like working against me.
Right.
I don't know.
I get it.
Yeah. It's like, I guess it's hard. I just like don't want to go down that path of like having to do all of that.
Because once you go, you can't stop. That's the thing. Like it can't stop. And it's hard. But I do have to say, like, you were talking about, like, explaining to your kids about Santa. So I remember one time we traveled for Christmas after we moved to Maryland. We traveled for Christmas, and we went to my uncle's house in Virginia. I think they brought, like, 3 gifts. 3 gifts for me, 3 gifts for my brother. I was pissed. I was like... I was a bitch the whole Christmas. I was like, we only got 3 gifts, blah, blah, blah. My mom's like, well, hey, Santa didn't know you were here. You know what I mean? Like, he brought some of your gifts. And then when we got home, my mom got a neighbor to put all of our Christmas gifts under the tree. Aww. And I was like, oh, he came. He just didn't know we were in Virginia. And it was like right at that age where it was like, I didn't believe in Santa. And then I was pissed because I was like, fuck you didn't even get, I got 3 gifts for like, and the thing was we were at my uncle's house. So his daughter was opening like her gifts, you know what I mean? Like, so she had like a shit ton of gifts, and I was like, well, this sucks. And so I was like super excited, and it made me like think of Santa again. Like I was like, oh my God, he is real because he brought the gifts to our house. Aww. So it was a really good thing. But yeah, so I think like when they start to get out of that age, that's something you could always do.
Yeah, that's really
like,
cute.
No, it reignites your love for him, Yeah. I was like, it couldn't have been my parents because they were with me the whole time. You know what I mean? Like, you questioned.
I love that.
Yeah, and it was just our neighbors from across the street. And put all the gifts down.
That's really nice.
But yeah, so it was good. So like I said, I mean, it's magical. I mean, the whole kids like watching them open the gifts, everything is magical, but when you start doing all of the
extra work.
Yeah. Like I remember my mom would write a note from Santa, thank you for the cookies.
Oh yeah, we definitely do.
Like that's
Cookies for
but that was
Santa.
like the extent of what our parents did. Like she wrote a
Yeah.
note, thank you for the cookies. You know, like she wasn't elfing on
Yeah.
the shelf and she wasn't doing like,
Yeah.
you know, they weren't leaving footprints or anything.
Yeah, I will say we do like the reindeer food, but I will say like my son has made it at school and then he just brings it home and then I'm like, yeah, go ahead, go in the front yard and put the
Put it
reindeer,
out,
you know,
yeah.
the oatmeal and the
But
glitter
do
or
you
whatever.
do you go put stuff down
No.
so it looks like okay? Yeah.
No, no, no. It's usually cold. I'm like, I'm going out there. Like I
Yeah.
know we live in Georgia, but it's still kind of cold.
It's
So I'm
still
like,
cold.
no, we're not.
It's freaking freezing.
Yeah,
here, so.
it's freezing. Yeah, but I don't know. Like I know. Yeah, I don't know. I just like not loving the elf on the shelf thing, and I don't know why. Like I just
I get it.
I don't know if I think it's like dumb or if it's like a little more of a hardcore lie. I don't know. Like I don't know. It's also maybe I would have like I said, maybe I would have done it with my son, but then also he's like so logical that I would feel bad lying to him. I feel like Santa's a universal lie, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's a little easier. But I mean, I guess Elf on the Shelf is kind of getting there anyway, so.
Yeah. So, question
I-
for you: when you
Yes.
do like Santa gifts, I know this is a little bit off topic.
Yeah.
When you do like Santa gifts, does Santa give big gifts or does Santa give little gifts and parents give big gifts?
I think it's just like whatever. We really just don't. I don't even think he asked, to be honest, what's Santa's gift. What's.
So we used to write on the
He doesn't
tags,
know.
like from Santa.
Oh no, he can't really
can't
read.
read yet.
I mean, this
Yeah.
is the first year that he could read.
So yeah, I asked that because I mean, it was years ago that I saw it, but it was like, you know how like, because you know we are all in different
Yeah.
tax brackets, pay brackets and stuff. So one of the I don't know what it was, I don't remember what it was, but one of the moms that was talking was like, you know, what we do is we do the big gifts from mom and dad, like the expensive gifts from mom and dad, and we do like socks and shirts and stuff, like maybe some
Yeah.
necessities from Santa, because sometimes kids only get necessities from Santa. You know what I mean? Because of that.
Yeah, that's so
and
true.
you don't want to make kids feel bad, so I didn't know if you. So that's exactly what we did. So all the big
Yeah.
gifts came from us, and then like fun, like you know, like like little toys, stuff like that.
Yeah.
The stuff that they needed, we kind of said was from Santa.
So the issue we have with Christmas is that because all of our family lives in a different state, everybody sends the gifts here and then I wrap them and it looks like we just have a shit ton of gifts. And like we do, but like I feel like it's not like a normal child's Christmas gifts under the tree because it's
Right.
only like a Santa and parents gifts that would usually be under there, but we have literally our entire family's gifts under our tree, which is nice for the kids, but they don't really even ask questions. They're like, these are my gifts and
Yeah.
I'm
and
opening them.
the gifts dwindle as they get older because it's like
Yes.
they ask for better things that cost a little bit more money, so you're not getting
Yeah.
7,000 different things.
Yeah, but I do like that like question because I do think that my husband and I will go ahead and go the route where like the like average gifts like like necessities or just like
Right.
normal price ranged gifts will be from Santa and
Yeah.
then the more expensive one because I don't want him to I don't want to promise like big gifts and then you know later in the year it's like, it just doesn't work out. We have a hard year
Right.
one year it happens, you know. So but yeah, I think that also just like takes the magic out of it is like having to you know just worry about that. And I haven't gotten there yet because my
Yeah, no.
kids you know they don't really care who it's from. They just want to open their gifts.
Right.
And honestly, I don't even label them. I have 2 reversible wrapping paper and one side is for my daughter and the other side's for me and then the other roll one side's for my son and the other side's for my husband.
Okay,
So
that's nice.
yeah. And you and your husband do not exchange gifts, right?
Every once in a while we do. It's not a thing for
Yeah.
us, but every once in a while we will do like I've gotten him basketball tickets. He's got me purses,
Yes.
like you know,
I
like
remember that.
stuff like that. But we don't do it every year. That's not a thing that we
Yeah.
do every year.
So my
is
husband
anti-gift in general. Like he's just not
Yeah.
a gift person. So
well, lucky for him, you aren't either because, you know, as your love language thing lasts, you
gifts
could
were
care
not
less.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, my husband and I have always done gifts, but I feel like this year I told him I was like I don't want anything. He did buy me a couple of things, but he's like, it's like not really a Christmas gift. It's like a Black Friday deal, and I know you would like this, so I want to get it for you, just like because.
Right.
He's like, I'll wrap it for you, put it under the tree. But I was like, whatever, like it doesn't matter to me. But I feel like we're at the point where we have like travel plans next year, and I'm like, I'd rather you save, like let us save together and travel with the kids. But I would love to get to the point where, like you said, you just travel with the kids and go somewhere. I think first we might do that for Thanksgiving because my kids are still little and Santa's still a thing. But yeah, I definitely think like being home has definitely a lot more magical than like my other option of like traveling and bopping here, booping there, and it's just too much.
It's exhausting. It really is exhausting.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's also like you said, moving and grooving, but then it's also like, do you have the gifts for those people? And then do you have the gifts for this people? And then and it's just, it's so, you could just mail everything out and call it a day.
Yeah. I will say the only Christmas thing that always gets me is like Christmas cards. Like it stresses me out and it is really exhausting. And while I love having picture of the kids and, you know, things, I have a big family because both of my parents are divorced and both of my husband's parents are divorced. So we have like 4 sets of parents, and my husband's grandma has like 7 brothers and sisters. My stepmom has 21 first cousins that I grew up with. So like I send out roughly about 90 Christmas cards every year. So pay for 90 Christmas cards, pay for the stamps.
Right.
You know, it's like it gets really expensive and I just hate doing it. And then I got to go through my list and update addresses and add people, take people off, which never happens. I feel like, and just for them to like be thrown away. And while like my mom's club that I'm in, they're like, oh, if you want to exchange like Christmas cards and like, listen, I think that's a great idea. But personally for me, I see you guys like literally probably once a week and you see my kids and you follow me on social media. I don't need to send you a card.
Right.
Like
I'll take a picture of the card and put it on social media and there's your card.
Yeah, literally. And honestly, like I haven't taken one of the kids because my kids have been sick. Usually I do it the weekend after Thanksgiving because then I have the pictures and I do the Black Friday deals. But my kids were really sick this past weekend, so I never got around to it. And I'm like, oh, is it like too late to order them, send them out, and just like...
because most places will do them quickly because they know it's at Christmas time, so they'll turn around and will be quick.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't taken pictures. We do have a picture of the kids from my brother's rehearsal dinner, like right before that I think I might just use because they look nice in them.
Right.
So I think I'm just going to use that. But like, I don't know, that's like literally the one thing that's like so exhausting for me. Like, I bake like all December, as you know, like, and that's for me is like not exhausting. Doing the Christmas decorations, like, yeah, it's a lot and it gets a little overwhelming, but like at the end of the day, I love it. Right. And I'm trying to convince my husband to get a 3rd Christmas tree in the house for like the living room area. And he's like, oh God, these are all very expensive. He's like, I'll make a deal with you. We'll buy another Christmas tree at the end of the season when it's on sale. And I'm like, yes, I'm like, that's fine. I just want like a really skinny like pencil tree with lights. I don't need like anything like super fancy. I just want something tall and like thin because I don't have a lot of room. My living room space, like the family room, I guess. I don't know. But you know where my tree is. But that's the only thing that's overwhelming to me. Everything else are exhausting and just really stressful for me. Everything else could be a little like, you know, overwhelming. But it's like, oh, it's like the overwhelming that you like to do.
Right. Yeah.
But the Christmas cards, like every year, I dread it. I dread printing out the labels, uploading the Excel sheet into the little website I'm using so they could just print it on the envelope for me, so I don't have to do my own label. It's just like, it's so much. It's so much. It drives me insane. It's like I genuinely spend like $200 on freaking cards that people throw away.
They do.
Yeah, because like, and I do too. That's the thing. And like, part of me was like,
I keep them.
Really, I did see somebody actually today. What they do is like they get all their Christmas cards for the year. They do a hole punch in the corner, and then they put them on a ring, and then so you have like a whole like little ringlet of the Christmas cards that you get every year.
Yeah.
No, I just toss mine. I don't like,
Yeah,
because I'm like, what am I going to do with them?
we keep the ones with pictures on them. Like if you just write
Yeah.
like a Christmas card and say Merry Christmas, and then we'll
That's
toss
true.
those. But if there's pictures, then we keep those. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty
I
sure I
keep
have
my
all
kids'
of
cards.
yours. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I have
I
all
keep
of
my
yours.
kids' cards, but everybody else's for the most part. Sorry, I know you sent me a couple. Garbage.
They're in the
You
trash.
know, but yeah. Maybe I should keep them this year and do that to see. Because that was another thing. Like last year was like, where I was like, I send out, like, I ordered like 105 Christmas cards 2 years ago. And like, I don't get 105 of these in return,
No.
but I'm not even getting half of these in return.
No.
So I started like chopping people off. I was like, listen, you're not sending me cards. Like, I'm not sending them to you either.
Right.
Like, if you are on like social media with me too, for the most part, there's like very few people where I'm like, you
Right,
know,
I
it's
get
like,
it.
it's just like, and I will say sadly, unfortunately, like older family members have passed, like those get cut off. But then I'm making so many new friends here that do send me them, and I feel like I'm obligated to send them something. That's why when my mom's group was like, if you want to exchange, I'm like, listen, I don't want your cards. You don't want my cards. Let's,
Yeah.
yeah, let's, like I said, I see your kids all the time. You see my kids all the time. We don't have to do that. So, but other than that, I think it's like, yeah, I feel like it's harder when your kids are older. Definitely do everything you can to make it magical when your kids are
Yes.
little and stuff. But
Yeah,
I
when
think
they're
also,
little.
doing your trips, I feel like that's, even though it's not like magical, it's still fun.
It is, yeah. Oh my God, they look forward to it. They love it. They're like, where are we going? We never tell them where we're going before we go,
Yeah.
before we get there. I mean, it's a good time. And, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, so
it's just
let
fun.
us know. Let us know what you guys do for your Christmas traditions and how is it always just exhausting or is it magical for you guys, and how do you find your balance if you do?
Yeah.
All right. So let's go into the Selena documentary because Jessica, I cried. I was
Did you?
crying. Yeah, I cried at the end. It was rough.
Yeah. The end was rough.
I do feel like it was a little too long. Do you agree? I feel like 15 minutes could have been chopped.
Probably.
Yeah.
I didn't need to see people walking through the museum. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that could have been gone. So, what were your thoughts, though, on the documentary?
So, like, I didn't know a lot of what I learned in that documentary because I only know Selena from the movie, and I
Right.
haven't watched it. I mean, I watched it when I was on the plane coming home from New Jersey last month, but before that, I haven't seen it in forever. And I didn't, I told you, I was like, oh, I haven't heard Selena ever speak English. And I didn't realize how much of a Southern accent she had. And you were like, yeah, that was the thing. Like, she didn't speak Spanish. And I was like, wait, what? I didn't realize she genuinely didn't know how to speak Spanish. And then she learned it all, which was crazy.
Which is funny because in the movie they talk about her not speaking Spanish. Like they talk about her
Yeah.
not speaking Spanish, and then
Yes.
in the documentary she was like fluent in Spanish, and I was like,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like,
well,
okay,
she had to
so-
teach herself, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but I thought it was good. The only thing is, I started watching it, and then, like, 10 minutes in, my husband came in, I was like, oh, if you want to watch it. So he watched it with me. And then at the end, he was like, don't you feel like they kind of just, like, skipped over as to how she passed, like, the reasoning as to why she passed, like, why she got shot?
Yeah, they did.
Because my husband was like, wait, what, like, who was she? What happened? What,
Yeah.
like,
They
it was so
literally just
confusing.
showed the press conference where he talked about who shot her, but then that was it. It was
Yeah, and, like, know why, in depth of why.
So that's my issue. That was my issue. So I really didn't. I don't know how to say this nicely.
ahead.
The documentary made me dislike her family a lot.
Oh, really?
Yes, like her dad literally, I don't know that this is how he felt, but to me in the documentary, it came out like she was his cash cow.
Oh, I agree.
The way that he like talked about her and the way he talked about her, like her designs were just like it's not going to make you money.
yeah.
And he was so dismissive of the things that she wanted to do, really like irked me. And it's like, your dream was singing. Your kid's dream was not this. You know what I mean? And like, what kind of father, because they recognized Selena from the restaurant, you leave the line to get food, like to get food stamps
yeah.
and stuff. Like, you want to better your family. What?
Yeah.
Like, it was just, it irked me so much. Like, the way that they talked about her, like, like I don't know. Like I said, I love Selena. I knew a lot of the stuff about her, but the way that her family talked about her, even when her brother was talking about like how he was mad he couldn't go to the Grammys, and then he was like, but I won my own Grammy, so it's not a big deal. And I was like,
Yeah.
you know, it was
I
just
mean,
like, I cringed a lot of times, and then I found out later, because you know me, once I watch a documentary, I do like
yes.
deep dives. I deep dive. You know, it was Suzette who told their dad about Chris and Selena.
oh, really? No, I didn't hear that.
I was like, bitch.
wait, but then so she lied and said that she got the phone call.
No, I'm talking about that. Remember in the movie, they're dating on the bus, and then the dad kicks him off the bus because he finds out that they're dating, and on the bus, not when they get eloped.
Yes,
like when they
yes.
were first dating. Yeah, it was
Gotcha.
Suzette that told the dad about them dating. Like, girl, you're her sister.
Yeah,
Like,
and it seemed like nobody really liked him though. Did you get that vibe in the documentary?
Yeah, because they didn't like him in the movie. I don't know, because the one thing that bothered me was like the
Oh, did I say the movie? I meant the documentary. I didn't realize
no,
that
I know,
they didn't
but I'm
like
saying
him.
in the
Yeah.
movie they didn't like him because he was a rocker and he didn't fit the Tejano music. He was into rock
Yeah.
music and stuff like that. So the dad didn't like him. And if
Yeah,
you
but
hear
I didn't
about it,
realize
like,
the sister or the brother or
the
the
sister
mom.
liked him. So from what I read, the sister had a crush on Chris. Yeah. But again, I don't know if that's true. That's just a deep dive that I did.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
That was what it said. But she was the one who told the dad on them. And I'm
sucks.
like, girl, you're a sister. You're not supposed to be
Yeah.
snitching on your sister. But like, and then even in that one interview where like she's talking and she's speaking in Spanish, and then she's like, Dad, you're making me nervous. You need to leave the room.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he was just. And I
Jessica,
loved her.
that's just a Hispanic father.
Yeah, but no, he was more than a Hispanic father. He was crazy. Like, he was psycho crazy, and he only thought about himself. Like, his wife
Yeah.
didn't want him doing all that stuff. The kids didn't want to do all that stuff. Like, he just did what he lived through his children, and parents who live through their kids drive me crazy. I don't like that. You can't live through your
Yeah.
children. Your children have to be their own people. And I mean,
Yeah.
they got lucky because she was a wonderful singer, and she brought so much to, like, the music scene, and she would have blown up. Like,
Yeah.
had she not passed away so young. But I don't think that it would have been. I think it would have been a hot mess. Like, we would have heard about like lots of stories, because if you notice, like what they were saying when she was doing her English album, her family couldn't be there, and I think she would have pulled far away from them. And
Yeah.
you know, but and then like I said, the museum gives me the creeps a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, why are
I
we
saw a lot
still
of-
making money off of her? Like, I mean, I get it, but
Yeah.
it seems more exploitive than loving.
Yeah. I mean,
And I'm not saying that they don't love her, because I definitely know
Yeah.
they love her. They lost her, and that's sad and depressing, and you know, like, you can't
Yeah.
replace a child and all that kind of stuff. But it's just,
yeah, of course.
it's to a point now where it's just like, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I feel like they definitely see an opportunity, because there are people that do want to go there and see everything, because there are people who like love her, you know, like we do. But I don't know, it was, I learned a lot from it. But I did feel for the brother though. He literally wrote all those songs for the most part and like produced it with that other guy, and then he couldn't go to the Grammys. Like, I don't know. I just think that I get what you're saying with the dad. Like, you can't live through your children. But I will say, like, it must have, do I think you should have walked out of the line to get, like, food for his kids? Absolutely not. But I do think is when you see your child, like, show an interest of something like that, and there's something they're good at, it's, like, to push them and go all in, because obviously they lost their home and stuff going this path. Like, they could have gone, like, a safer route.
Right.
But
It seemed like he didn't want to work. Like, that's kind of how I, like...
Yeah,
Like, dude, you couldn't get a job? Like, you know what I mean? Like, instead of,
Yeah.
you know, like, pushing... Like I said, I understand she was talented, and you push your kids if they have the talent and they have the drive and they want to do it. Yes, you're there to push them, but you can't push your dream on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's lucky that it worked out like the way that it did to an extent with her. But yeah, I feel like he pushed more of like the brother and the sister doing it, because they didn't want to do it, and they didn't really have any talent to do it. At that point, it was like literally just Selena who like showed this promising future in this career. But yeah, I mean, I do think like it was just the ending too, when it was like, how long do you want your music or whatever question they asked her, like however, and she was like, however long the people want to continue listening or whatever. It was just like, I thought very a good way to end it, because, here we are, like, what, 20 years later? No, 30?
30.
What is it?
30 years
30
later.
years later. And we're still talking
I
about
jam
it.
to Selena all the time.
Oh, yeah, me
When
too.
I'm cleaning, I listen to Selena. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I thought the way that they did Chris was dirty too.
Okay, I
Like,
did not realize Chris looked like that. He looked a lot better in the movie.
Yes, John Seda is gorgeous. So yes, he
Yeah.
was. He
I was
was.
like, that's the man.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. But it was just like, so again, deep diving. When Selena died, I want to say, like, I don't know, again, this is what I read. Don't know if it's true. I did as much research as I can, and this is what I read, but it might not be true. 2 days after she died, the dad made Chris sign up over all of his rights that he had as a spouse. So, and they made sure that Chris couldn't get any money. And when Chris was going to do it, Chris wrote a book, and they fought him and fought him and fought him and wouldn't let him publish the book. Yeah, so they wanted to be the only ones who make money off Selena and nobody else. And I was like, he was married to her. And it's not like he's making money. He's telling his story of him. She's in the book. Apparently, they would like sue restaurants who would do like Selena days on her birthday and stuff. Yeah, like,
oh my god,
they were.
I did hear that they like. I heard that there's like a lot of reviews on the museum that like try to go there when the dad's not there because he's like super rude and he's like hovering and he's like, don't stay too long. It wasn't a good look. I thought the documentary made him look better than how he was perceived in the movie, though, for sure.
So it's
Go
funny
ahead.
because I like the guy that played Selena's dad in the movie. I loved her dad in the movie. Like,
Oh my
but
God,
it's
that's
only
so
because
funny.
it was him. It was only because it was
Yeah.
Edward James Olmos, and he's like one of my favorites. And so I loved him. But but then again, I knew I had heard all those horrible stories about how bad her dad was.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't you find that the mom aged so nicely?
She
looks
She looked younger than she did when she
The
was like in the
flashbacks.
videos and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, girl, you look good. So yeah.
I know, she looked really good.
And
I will
she-
say it is. Go ahead.
I was gonna say she did not want her kids to be in the music business either.
Yeah, no. I did know who her mom was in the movie because it was the wife from George Lopez. That's the only thing.
That's funny.
Yeah. But I don't know. I just like, I feel like I learned a lot. And like I said, I really wish the ending was a little different and they gave us more information as like what their side was. Like they didn't even talk about that she like embezzled. Because then I had to research it because I was like, I knew she stole money from Selena basically. But I like forgot all the details, and my husband was asking me questions, and I was like, "Yeah, it said she embezzled $30,000." It's like they didn't even touch on that. There were discrepancies, and like
Yeah.
they briefly touched over how there was like that SWAT like standoff with her in her car and everything.
For,
I was like,
10 hours and stuff.
yeah, I was like, they just like it was like one sentence of the documentary, and then like moved on, and I was like, okay,
Yeah,
but.
part of me wants, and I saw it like, and I don't want to sound mean because it's not mean, but I saw Yolanda, like, it was years ago, so I was young, so I wasn't allowed to like stay up that late, but like they did an interview on her on like 2020 or Dateline or something like that when I was younger, and I remember watching some of it. I need to go back and see if I could like find it because I want to watch and see what she says, not because I care about
Yeah.
her and like I don't, you know what I mean, like
Yeah, of course.
you know how we feel about Yolanda. You know, we don't like her, but I'd love to hear, because again, going down a rabbit hole, there's like conspiracies, like the dad was in on it, and like, and
Oh my God,
because
really?
because Selena was trying to pull away, and I don't believe that conspiracy at all,
Yeah.
but I think Yolanda knew more than we know about the dynamic of the family and the dynamic of what was going on. But I don't understand why anybody would let her go there by herself.
Yeah.
Like, I think that
Yeah,
to me,
that's so
and maybe
true.
she didn't tell anybody, but
Yeah.
like in my mind, I feel like they were so close that because in the documentary, they said she was going to go talk to her. But it was like, why are they letting her go talk to her?
Yeah, at a hotel. It
Right.
was like weird.
Yeah, it was like, and not that you can't blame that on anybody, but I just, in my
Yeah.
mind, I'm thinking, I mean, and I'm probably thinking that because we know what happened. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
maybe they just thought she was this harmless. And then the thing that shocked me homegirl was only 30 something when she killed Selena.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, she
She
looked
looks
old
so-
as shit.
Yeah, she did.
Because my daughter came in and she was like, who's that? And I was like, oh, that's the lady that. And she was like, oh, she was her best friend? She's like 60. And I was like, she's 30. My daughter
Yeah.
was like, she looked 60. And I was like, yeah.
The short hair really does, one dirty.
Because that's the mom. The mom had the
Yeah.
short hair, remember? And it was
Yep.
like.
And so did
and then
Selena. I
that-
hated
yeah.
Selena with the short hair, too. I was like,
Oh,
please,
did you? I
Selena.
liked her with the short. I liked her not with the short hair, but like I
No,
liked it
yeah,
when it
like-
was like shoulder length, like the bob kind of thing. I liked
Yeah, that I didn't mind.
Yeah.
And
it was
but it's funny.
So crazy. I wish I had a Selena outfit.
I know. And it's so crazy because remember when we were talking about the movie Selena, I was like, oh my God, Jennifer Lopez is like the perfect person to play her. And while I agree, like she was, and I was like, yeah, they look similar. They look nothing alike. Like after watching her like so much, they truly look nothing alike. It's so funny, but it's just, I mean, I guess they did have the same complexion to an extent and like obviously dark hair, whatever. But like, yeah, it was like, I mean, I still think she did great. But yeah, I mean, I think if you like Selena, it's definitely worth the watch, whether or not, whatever way you go with the
Whatever
whole
way you go with
situation. But
Yep.
yeah, but just know that there's nothing. It's like,
Yeah, there's no gossip in it. Like I was kind of
Yeah.
looking for some like.
oh, what I was going to say, it's like really nice though that they had so much footage, like so much footage. And I was like, wow, I'm surprised they didn't like put this out earlier. But I don't know, maybe like the dad had like a bug up his ass about like how much money he was getting paid to put it out there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it could
But
have
you're right,
been
they
like a
do
money
have-
thing.
It's great. It's great that they have those memories. Like you know what I mean. Like when
Yeah.
you lose a child, having all of those memories seems to be just like they could go back
Yeah.
and look at it at all times. And
Yeah.
You know,
And I'm
it was
really,
nice.
I'm also like, cannot believe how like young she was.
I know.
And like the traumatic death, like, that she had, it's like crazy. It's just,
Yeah.
it's sad. It's sad
It
because
was.
there was such a potential there, with
Yeah.
her,
Especially
so,
with her crossover into.
yeah.
I tend to wonder, but if there was a Selena, would there be a J-Lo?
Ooh.
Because let's be honest, and I love J-Lo, but
Yeah.
Selena was like the whole package. She looked good, she
Yeah.
could sing, she could dance, she was humble, she was, you know what I mean, like just the girl next door great. And it's like somebody, if we had Selena out there, would somebody like a J-Lo be out there and as big as she is? Because J-Lo can dance, and I love J-Lo
Yeah.
as an actress, but we know that she can't sing very well.
Yeah.
I mean, I jam to her music all the time, so there's no.
I like her
judgment.
older stuff.
I don't know anything that she's done.
yeah.
If she's done any new music, but
No, just like, on
just
the floor
wonder,
wasn't
would it-
like my favorite. Yeah.
I just wonder, would we have that? You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
would Spanish music have crossed over earlier if, you know what I mean? If
And Jessica,
if-
you're
if she
asking the
came.
hard-hitting questions
I know,
today.
right? I just wonder, because like I said, I loved Selena. I had her album, and I loved her. So
Yeah. Dreaming of You is like, I mean, Como la Flores.
I was gonna say,
I mean,
Bum, bum. It's not-
My God, Betty Boop Boom is so good. I was like singing that afterwards so much. I just love it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so good. But yeah, give it a watch if you're a Selena fan.
If you're a fan, yeah.
All
Okay,
right,
so
now
let's
let's-
quickly touch on let's get into our secret lives of more wives. But first,
Yes.
let's start it off on a good note. So we're gonna start it on with Whitney
Yes,
getting
her,
Roxy Hart on Broadway. So I'm super
which
psyched.
yeah, we knew she was gonna.
We knew. it
Yeah,
was
we
gonna-
knew it. Which I'm
The
happy
minute
for.
she
And
did the dance on
yeah,
thing, I was like,
Dancing
oh,
with the
she's
Stars.
fun. Yeah.
There is a lot of back and forth with like she's taking jobs away from people who like actually study theater, and people are like no. Roxy Hart is like, what did they call, like a stunt?
Yeah, it's like they do it like every 6 months or every 2. It's like a
Yeah.
thing. Pamela Anderson did it. What'd
Lisa
you say?
Rinna did it.
Yeah,
Ariana Madix.
did. So you're not taking it away from anybody.
Yeah, that's the whole point of this, is like to
of this,
get
yeah.
in somebody.
She's not in
famous. So, like,
Hamilton or
yeah.
Hello
But
Dolly
I
or
will
whatever.
say, Nick Viall, who
Mm-hmm.
hosted the reunion last season, and we had an issue with because he was kind of like rude to Whitney.
He was
Him
so
and his
mean to
wife. Yeah.
Yes,
him and his
did
wife,
you see that?
Yes, and made comments about like, oh well, how is Whitney gonna like be with her kids, and how like kind of
First
like
of all,
low-key mom.
Yeah, do we ask men how they're when are they home with kids when they're
Exactly.
working? And there are
Yeah.
plenty of Broadway moms that are the stars of shows.
And clearly we see Connor putting in the work as a parent. So like,
he's a stay-at-home dad, so let him
yeah,
do
so like,
him. And he's doing a good
yeah.
job.
Yeah, but my thing is like that's just so like a weird thing to say.
It is.
Meanwhile, you guys like record a podcast all the time. Like, where's your daughter? When both of her parents are being on this
Right.
podcast, you know, it's
Right.
like it's so dumb. But we are so happy for Whitney,
Yes, we
and
love her.
I'm excited for her journey in New York because
Me too.
as a girl from New Jersey, you know, the city is very close to my heart. Even though I like hated it when I lived there, but like not being there, it's like I miss it so much. Yeah.
I'm just happy for her because I love that she's on Broadway. And the other thing is that she might not be like out there huffing and puffing like actors and actresses
Normal.
are.
Yeah.
But she has her degree is musical theater with like dance. So it's not like she doesn't know what she's doing. Her degree
Yeah.
was in musical theater. So
Yeah.
if that's your degree, Broadway is probably where you should be at some point.
Yeah. Yep.
It just
for sure.
she got there a little faster because of her where she was, but it's not like we'll see. I mean, I guess we'll see how she sings. I don't know how she sings. I've never heard her sing.
Yeah, me either. But we will
So-
see. I'm excited for her. But let's get
I'm
into the
excited.
reunion, even though I feel like it was a whole lot of nothing.
Oh, thank
I
God.
feel like
I thought
it
it
was-
was such trash.
It was like a big recap of the season.
Right.
Like
There was
we
no
never got
bombshells. There was no insight. There was no, we got to the bottom of this. There was nothing.
nothing. So I took notes. So
Okay.
let's.
I watched it this morning, so I should be good.
Okay. My first thing is Brett gotta go. Get out of here. When I saw
From a
Brett,
Brett lover.
I know I am so not a Brett fan anymore. Like being ugly on the inside really shines
Makes
through.
you- yeah.
Because while I do still think that he is somewhat attractive, the personality just throws it off. Also, I saw a TikTok that somebody I sent it to you. I don't think you
Yes,
saw
I
it
saw
though.
it.
Oh, you
I
did?
know I
Where
saw
somebody
it. I
was
saw it right before we got on.
Yes, whereas somebody was like, oh, when you finally decide to start watching Secret Life of Mormon Wives and your old boss who's heavily closeted is on there with his much younger
Wife.
wife. And I'm like, oh,
Well, we know who
but
that is.
we do know who that is. But Connor's the best. The voice of reason, like just trying to, tame everybody.
He does.
And I thought that was really nice. But first off, let me go back. They put out pictures of the wives for the reunion. They need a new photographer.
Well, no, they
And
said
it-
it was at the end of the 13 hours.
They still looked the lighting in there.
Yeah, the
Poor
lighting was
Miranda had
bad.
a shadow mustache.
I know.
And they knew
I'm going to be
new
honest.
stylists.
Miranda's hair was
I
a mess.
hated it.
That was hideous.
Somebody said it looked like My Little Pony.
It did. I was like, girl, the dress
Yeah.
was so pretty, but the hair was a hot mess.
Yeah, it was rough. I didn't really I hated Jessie's dress, which, she went on and said that it was like she had to change it like a day before or something.
Right.
Taylor's, while it was nice, I feel like it didn't
Taylor's
fit her
was
well.
Jesse's.
I just
Because
saw
it was
that
Jesse's
today.
dress. Yeah.
Yeah. Jen's, I feel like didn't fit her right. I feel like Layla, it was okay. I liked
I don't
hers
remember
probably.
Layla's dress.
It was just gold, but I feel like her nipples were out in the picture, and I'm like, girl,
Yeah,
yeah. Honestly, Whitney looked the best.
she did. Her gold was really
mean,
pretty.
Yeah, and Demi's dress was fine. It was just black dress. You can't go wrong with a black dress.
No.
But in the beginning, opening up to the men fighting right away with Brett and
Yeah.
Zach going back and forth, and I feel like Zach was in the right.
He was.
is that crazy?
So, no, because he was. He was 100% correct. He was don't even talk to me. But I think my issue is why are we trying to make dad talk a thing? I'm watching this for the Mormon wives. I
Yes.
don't care about the husbands. The husbands
No.
mean nothing to me.
Yeah,
And again,
I agree. Unless it's Connor.
Yeah, unless it's Connor. Connor, we could have a whole show about Connor. It's just,
But
he's the
Connor
greatest.
can be in the mix with the wives, and it works
Yes,
really
and
well.
it works. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I just
Yeah, I don't need, like, I thought it was too much of them. I was like, why? Why are we still doing this? Why is this still
Yeah.
happening? But the beginning, yeah, and then Brett called him like a munchkin
A
voice. I was like,
munchkin.
oh,
Yeah, that's just like
Brett.
hitting below the belt. They say like when you can't argue the situation, you just start to like
You
insult the
attack
person, and
people.
that's
Yeah.
yeah, and that's exactly what he did.
Yeah. And I'm
And
like,
then
dude, you're
going
50. Let's act it.
literally, and then going to his wife. So all the wives sit down next to Stassi, and they were like, "Oh, is this your first reunion?" And she's like, "No, actually, my second. I did Villa." And then Demi going, "Oh yeah, I didn't watch that for obvious reasons." Shut up! Like, shut up! You're literally taking a shovel and just digging your grave quicker, fast. Like, I just unnecessary comment. I don't understand why she said that. It's so dumb. And then the other thing that she said too, when Chase came in about Taylor and Chase. When she was like, "Oh yeah, just don't touch me this time" to Chase,
Yes,
and then
Miranda
and then
said,
like
at least you said touch and not assault or something like
yeah,
that.
and then Chase was like sitting behind Taylor, and she's like, "I'm not used to you behind there," and then
And she said, "No,
Demi
you're
was like
used to him
on
on top of
top
you or
or
something, yeah.
I was like, "Shut up! That's so rude." And Miranda's sitting right next to you. That's her ex-husband.
I'm going to
and
be
I
honest.
thought it was
I
just
think that
weird.
they're just teasing this. I don't think that
They
there's
have to be.
anything. There is nothing because, first of all, Miranda and Taylor are friends. Like, now.
Yeah.
So you know that they didn't go on any date. I just
Yeah,
think
but
it was one of
why-
those things.
But why do they even do that? That's so dumb.
I
It's
have
like
no
we know
idea.
Taylor's the Bachelorette, and like we're not here for Chase and Taylor like to get
No.
together at all. Like honestly, if anything, or like Chase and Miranda.
I know,
To
I
get
want them back
They're
together. I
so
think they're
funny
adorable
together. Yeah. And like side note, did you see that Chase like addressed that he got arrested on 4th of July?
The
yeah, and it-
DUI or something.
DUI, yeah, and he addressed it, and under it, did you see Miranda's comment? She's like, "I just know you hated to hear that guy redo your Miranda rights."
That's
And I
funny.
was like, "Oh my god, she's so funny." She's probably like my favorite, honestly.
Is she?
She's getting there. I think that, but it's kind of like a Whitney effect where I love seeing her on TikTok, but then like on the show, it's like, I mean,
Yeah, Miranda's a little blah for me. Like, I need them to, and maybe that's why they're doing the whole Taylor Chase thing so that we could get Miranda in
her
there,
riled
but-
up.
Yeah, but
It feels
I just,
forced.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah. But I thought it was weird because I was like, that's it with Chase. It's like he came out, they did some weird Dunkin' ads, and then they were like, "Is he going to be with Taylor? Okay, bye." Like,
Yeah.
weird. They talked a lot with Michaela about like the sexual abuse that she endured and Macy's. And then Jessie opened up about hers. And
Jen
then
opened up about her. Oh no, she didn't open up about her. She barely.
So like, yeah, but so like, I feel like, and then Demi started talking about hers. And this is,
Demi didn't.
I know. But
Okay.
you know,
Oh, she's like, I think. Well, you don't think. You either know or you don't know. You were either assaulted
Yeah.
when you were younger or you weren't. It's not I think I was. You know what I mean? I think I might have suppressed those.
well, that's
thing
what
is
Jessie
that-
said, actually. She was like,
No,
think.
Jessie said, I know I suppressed the memories and they've been coming
okay.
up in therapy. It was Demi who was like, I think a lot of stuff has been coming up and I'm like, and the thing is again, I really try really hard because I want to believe her. I want to believe all women.
A woman.
But it's just like,
I
is
know.
it just another thing that you're saying?
It kind of
Like,
makes me sad, though. Like, let's even take, like, Demi out of the picture. That so many of these girls have, like, dealt with that. Like, personally, I have never. And it's just so... And I've never, like, really been around or friends with anybody who have, or at least maybe they haven't, that just like haven't opened up to me, but like I've never had to like experience like any sort of like empathy in a friend in that, and it's just like so sad to me that all of these girls have this experience,
And then our boy
the
started
men
crying.
yeah, and then Connor, you too. It just like it's like, but then it's sort of kind of feeling like it was going tit for tat. It's like, well, my trauma's worse than yours, and my sexual abuse was
That's
more.
how I felt. Like the whole reunion was just, if you say this about me, then I'm saying this about you, and then you're saying this about me, and it was just a lot of nothing.
And I'm really upset that Stassi didn't like push more with the questions as to like the whole Marciano thing. It was just like, give us a recap of everything we know, okay?
Right.
Like, It was so annoying. And then the way Demi and Brett talked to Jen,
Oh, I know.
wild.
When she was like, and she was like, you guys bullied me. Wait, I never bullied you because I didn't, because you got sad. And I was like,
Yeah.
She tried to kill herself. It's not getting sad. Like,
Yeah, and when you say to somebody what's wrong with your brain, somebody who struggles from depression, who has like technically something wrong with their brain because they're depressed, like that's so rude. And then another thing, it's like she goes on and she's like, well, you've never been like, and she's like, well, I have. I just don't want to like put it out there on national television.
Talk about it all the time.
Yeah, and it's like, and she goes, okay, good for you. Who says that?
Right.
Who says good for you when somebody tells you that they've been essayed? And it's like somebody who hasn't says that is what it is. I just like, I really, really hope that Hulu does not give her a platform after season 4, because I know it's already recorded, but like seriously, Hulu, cut ties.
She needs to be fired.
Because
people need to stop giving her any kind of, they need to stop giving her a platform, because I haven't watched it yet, but I just saw her and Brett were on another podcast, and I was like, and somebody was like, they can't keep up with their own lies.
Yes.
Like
I
the
think that was
stories
like
that they're
Entertainment Tonight, actually.
Was it?
Yeah, I think.
I don't even know.
I'm pretty sure, but it was, let me see. Yeah, it was Entertainment Tonight.
Oh, okay.
Who interviewed her, and yeah, it was just crazy. The things that she was saying.
The things that she said, even when she talked about to Macy about
how would
her
you
abuse.
feel?
How would you feel if somebody was like, and they were like, she was in a relationship. It wasn't
somebody who grabbed her ass after I was flirting with for like 2 days. But
what I don't understand is that there is nothing, and like I said, I'm not saying that her assault didn't happen. She's saying it happened. Maybe it did. Maybe it did. I honestly, deep down in my heart, don't believe he assaulted her. But if he did, I hope he gets punished for it and whatever. But the fact that you got assaulted by somebody, and then you were the whole being his friend, sending him a video of your daughter. Your daughter has a name. Your husband wants to send food. To me, it just, none of that makes sense. And the fact that Stassi didn't ask those questions, I'm like, girl, you suck. Like, we need Andy. We need Andy from Bravo. Andy needs to come out and ask the hard-hitting questions.
I mean, I feel like, to be honest, I feel like even Nick Viall asked more hitting questions than that.
He did. He just, just a Whitney hater, so we couldn't have that, because you can't be by it. Because I'm going to be honest, she didn't even ask hard-hitting questions to Dakota, and I wanted to punch Dakota in the fucking face.
Oh, my God. But let's go back to Whitney real quick. I mean, but I will say, the one thing that Demi mentioned, she was like, to Jen, she was like, did you see me do X, Y, and Z, like you said? And then Jen was like, no. And I'm like, okay, then why did you say that? I'm like, Jen.
Right. Well, she saw them flirting.
Yeah. But I feel like Jen should have just spoke up and be like, I didn't see it, but like I am inclined to believe that those things did happen because of what I saw.
Because of how I saw you act with him. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And I feel like that could have gone off much better, than saying nothing and just saying, you bullied me. And I'm like,
right.
But then, she was like 24. And it's the same issue I guess I have with Layla. Like, you're not really like sticking up for yourself. And someone who gets emotional and heated very like easily, I know it's like sometimes hard to like find the words to say in situations like that. So I do understand, but it's like, for real, Jen, why'd you say that then? Because it's like, don't give somebody who is in the wrong ammunition to say you're wrong, because she's clearly, something's not right there. Whether she was assaulted, there's something that isn't lining up. And you could tell just the way she talks to Jen, she truly has like such a deep hate for her. And I truly think it's because Jen got pregnant when she wasn't in a great spot in her marriage, and then meanwhile Demi is over there trying to get pregnant, and she couldn't. And I feel like, and even though like Macy and Michaela got pregnant, that was after Jen. Like Jen was the first one to get pregnant while Demi was trying, and I feel like it just really set her off. Like in her mind, she's like, this person doesn't even want to be in their marriage, isn't like, just so like the judging, and then here she is with the baby, Yep. And I also feel like production kind of like low-key shaded her in the baby video. Like she was hardly in the did you see like when I was like, where's Jen?
Baby was right at the end.
Yeah, I was like, okay, Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It was weird. But
maybe she just didn't film a lot while she was going through all that stuff.
no,
So
she
that could
did
be
because she posted today since my birthing video didn't make it into the reunion.
Okay.
Yeah, and then she posted it. But also, where was Whitney in the reunion? She said like
I
two
know.
sentences.
She said like, yeah, 2 things about being friends with them a little bit, and then that was it.
That
Well, because I'm going to be honest, the reunion was literally the men, Demi yelling, just
and
yelling
Brett.
aimless, random
Yeah.
stuff, Brett, and then the guys again.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything like, nobody, because even Macy talked like once, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, Macy barely talked. Layla barely talked. Only like
Right.
when Mason came out in a tank top for some reason. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, weird. But I will say, like, kudos to Zach for sticking up for Jen. And that was
Right.
like crazy. He was like, don't disrespect Demi. He's literally not. He's telling Demi to talk to Jen respectfully. And
Right.
she's not at
No.
all. Like, that was disgusting the way, like, you know, you could talk to somebody like that.
I
And it's
wonder
like,
if after all of this, like, I don't know like how their relationship is, but I feel like Connor sees Demi for who she is, but he's trying not to tell Whitney how to pick her friends. But I'm wondering if, like, watching this stuff back, like, good for you when she said, I was assaulted too. I mean, like, if you were assaulted, you don't want to hear somebody else say, oh, good for you. Like,
Yeah.
what? That's like, so I wonder if Whitney and Demi's relationship will change.
I hope so.
Because Connor sees, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Wait,
even
Whitney. Whitney and Demi's relationship.
yeah, if it'll change because Connor sees that. Because
I hope so.
I can't see Connor wanting to hang out with Demi and Brett.
Yeah. No, I that's a great point, and I do hope. I think Whitney would be a lot more accepted by the Secret Life fans if she let
she
go
can drop
of Demi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing that pissed me off that wasn't talked about was nobody grilled Jordan.
Did he even talk? Yeah.
They talked a little bit, like, even
Yes,
when I like how
I
they all
remember.
stood up for her when he was like, I didn't know that you said you were going to leave me for him.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's not what I said. And they were like, that's not what she said. And he was like,
Yeah.
then I must have just made that up in my mind.
Yeah,
He
you did.
is somebody who's going to counseling because it's a box to check. He's not actually doing any work there. There's
Yeah.
nothing about him that says he's remorseful of any of
I'm
this
like-
stuff.
I'm confused.
He
Why
just
are they
continues
working
to
it out?
blame her. I have no idea.
Because-
Honestly, I'm going to be honest. She probably doesn't want to pay him.
So that's what I was thinking. Like maybe like it's a money thing, but he's a dentist.
No, he's
Dentists
not.
yes, he is.
Is he?
Yeah.
I read
saw
that
it.
he was doing something in like solar power or something.
No, who was it? Was it Zach or somebody just went to him for work for like a cleaning, and it was Jordan. Let me double check.
No, it says he's a sales manager at Solar Rise Energy Company. He holds a degree in marketing. Yeah, that's it.
I literally. Let me see.
Maybe he went to.
Let me see. Yeah, that's so weird. He literally. Let me see, Zach.
Maybe his dad's a dentist or something.
There was it? Yeah. Christmas came early, and if you think this is messy, wait for the reunion. Thank you, Dr. James Sheehan and Dr. Jordan, blah, blah, blah. Can't wait for the final results. And then, like...
That's a girl. Yeah, that's a joke. He's feeding him food.
Yeah, it's the Fruity Pebbles, but I
Yeah,
still
so
thought he
that's
was
not,
like...
yeah, no, I bet you that's a joke. Yeah, he's not a dentist. He's the manager of a solar company, some solar company. But yeah, so I think that's what it is. But I also, what she said in the thing was she didn't want to get a second divorce because she didn't want to feel like a failure because she'd already divorced once.
Yeah.
So I think that's why she's trying to work it out a little bit more.
Yeah, I know, and I understand. Like she has 2 little kids, and
Yeah.
I understand. But yeah, it seems like they just aren't gonna work
I
out.
don't think they're gonna work out. I think he can't get over this, and he doesn't. And like I said, she was wrong. She was in the wrong.
Yeah.
But he doesn't see what he's done. He doesn't see his faults. Like he only focuses on hers, and that's not okay. We have to.
Yeah.
you know.
And if he just said like he understood what he did, but he I just can't.
And I'm trying to work on myself, and
Yeah. I mean, he did say that he's trying to better himself for himself, not for Jesse, because like he could do all. Not saying that what Jesse did was wrong, and even though he was emotionally abusive, she should have just left instead of doing what she did, which she said too.
She said, yeah.
But like the thing is, like, he should just leave her if he can't get over it. And that's,
Right,
like,
yeah. Yeah.
that's
If you
it.
can't
Like, at
get
the end
over
of the
it, then
day,
just go.
yeah, that's fine. Like, you have the right to leave, you know?
Right.
So,
Yeah. You have to do what's
but
best for you.
then, yeah, we didn't talk about Jacob or anything. Also, really quick, going back to the beginning, did you hear that the men, Dad Talk, went to Vanderpump Villa in Italy? Jordan
England.
went and
In
saw...
England. It was in England this time.
Yeah, I mean, it's still
Yeah.
Vanderpump Villa. Oh, did I say in Italy?
Yeah, he said
Yeah, in England, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, shoot, they went to the villa,
Yeah,
and I'm like...
then Jordan said Marciano was nice.
Yeah, I just, like, that's weird. Why would you even go?
Right. I know.
I feel like, but...
It's weird, yeah.
It's very weird. He probably got paid to go. Had to.
Oh, yeah.
And then, yeah, the whole thing
again,
with Dakota...
Why are they trying to make this a thing? I don't care about these men.
I know. And then they brought out Dakota, and they made all the wives leave.
Which I thought was stupid, because the show is the Mormon wives. I don't care about Dakota.
And don't care. And Dakota didn't give us anything new.
No.
And I just, like, I didn't understand any of it as to why we were going over this, why he even had to be brought in there. And I saw a lot of people on TikTok say that he looked like he was under the influence.
He did. Maybe
like
not of alcohol, but maybe of drugs. But
yeah.
He was just weird. It was just weird. And it was like, you know, I don't, like I said, the one thing, and we've said this since they announced that Taylor was going to be the Bachelorette. Yeah. She's not going to have a healthy relationship with whoever she picks, because and Dakota are still, they're not finished. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she can't let him go, and he can't let her go. Because even he said, you were sexting me last night, and she was like, so.
Yeah. And it's like, girl.
I love her no apology. Like, she doesn't care. And that's why I like her, because she's not lying. Like, she's telling you the truth. Whether you like it or not, she's telling you. She's like, yeah, I was. And he's like, oh, yeah. And she's like, yeah, I was. We didn't have sex.
But I feel like,
you know.
I feel like that's not right for Dakota, though.
It's not. Like, they're both, that's what I said. They're both wrong for each other. They can't let each other go, but they can't be with each other. And it's messing everything up. And it's like, I don't know, like, I'm not going to lie. The only time, and I'm not a Dakota fan, but
I know what you're gonna say.
Did feel bad when she talked about how she was mad that she picked him as a father.
Yeah.
And I did not feel, I'm going to say this, I did not feel that she was saying he was a bad father.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he is. There's a lot of stuff I don't like about him, but he genuinely loves his child. You know what I mean? Like, you can see it when they're together. He loves his child. So there's I don't think he's a bad father at all, but I understand what she was saying is that I picked the wrong person to have a child with.
Yeah. And I feel like I understand what she's saying too.
It was mean, though.
It was mean to say in front of him. It was mean.
Like, that's something you say in, like, maybe when you're with Macy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I wish I didn't pick him as the father of my child. Because it was mean. And like I said, I never pick Dakota. But
I was really curious what you were going to say about that. When she said that, I
was like, oh, girl, that's not. Because the thing is, like I said, from everything we see, and again, we only see clips and we see what people want you to see on social media, but he looks like a good father. You know what I mean? I think he genuinely loves his son. Like, it is just, you can see it.
And the thing is, like, nobody prompted her to kind of say that, I feel like. And I feel like she literally just said it to hurt him. I don't know if she actually means it, or, like, she truly feels it.
I think she means it, because think about it now. He's the father of your child for the next 18 years. You have to deal with this for the next 18 years. Him. Not, you know what I mean?
Not the child, yeah.
So I think that she probably does think, I wish I didn't pick him to be.
You're the one who's continuing it, though. That's my thing. It's like,
and that was why I said it was mean. If you just cut him off and just parented with him, that's it. You're done. You're good. You know what I mean? Like, you parented with him. You're done. You're good.
It's like you could set your own boundaries, but she doesn't have those up.
She sets them, but then she crosses them.
She breaks them.
Yeah. It was just like when they had sex at Stagecoach. You guys weren't together, and then you got mad at him for talking to a girl, and then all of a sudden you sleep with him the next night. You know what I mean? Like, that night. Like, like, that's why I said, and I stand by it, I don't think she's ready to be the Bachelorette.
Yeah, I agree. Don't you feel like it was like just beating a dead horse with this whole thing? Like, because Taylor and Dakota were broken up when he was like texting that family friend. While I do understand the point is like you cross the line with a family friend.
Right.
It's like, one, is that family friend? Like, I guess they're not talking to her anymore. Like, she's cut off, which as she should be. But it's like, okay, but that person kind of reached out. Firstly, I feel like they're making it a little bit too big of a deal when it's like he's done a lot worse. I thought the whole thing went.
Yeah.
I thought the thing he did with Jenna was the girl Jenna last season was a lot worse.
Yeah.
Or like with this girl Shayna or whatever is kind of worse than that. But then again, if that just happened like recently, again when they're broken up, who cares? It's like who cares? It's like I don't want to hear it.
If you break up with them, then you don't have control over what they do once you've broken up with them.
Yeah. And they are free to do what they want, you know? And I do agree it's messed up as to like who it was with. But like not for nothing. Layla's over there having sex with two brothers.
Right.
You know,
the brothers don't think it's weird, which is crazy to me, but
yeah, it is weird. But you know, it's like I don't know, it's just the whole thing I feel like it's a little overkill. And I don't mean that like to stick up for Dakota because I know it's just a bad look. It
was
rough for Taylor.
And did you notice, I don't know if you noticed it, but did you notice that when Taylor came out, kind of call him out, she wouldn't sit next to Jordan?
Yeah.
You think it's because he knew?
Yeah. Because he was kind of like in on it with Dakota.
And I'm going to be honest again. I'm not sticking up for the men in this, but
okay.
I don't think Jordan should have ever told Jesse.
100%.
Yeah, like I don't think that. I don't think Jordan should have ever told Jesse. I don't think that was his place. I look at it again as, to me, Jordan and Dakota are the same people. Like I don't like them equally, but I think it was, if I tell her this, then it gets everybody off of me and it gets everybody onto him. So I feel like it was strategic, and I don't like that because there are things where we have spouses, and there's a lot of stuff I tell my husband, like that probably I shouldn't tell my husband a lot. But if my best friend or my good friend tells me a secret, I'm not going to tell my husband. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not.
Yeah.
Now, if everybody knows the secret, I will tell my husband. Yeah. But if you confide in me, or if it's like, if it's...
There are just some things that remain between friends. Like, you know?
Yes.
That 100%.
Yes. Unless somebody's being hurt or something like that, and you have to tell somebody. But other than that, no. Like, there was no need for it. You were his confidant that whole time. Then you
and he was there for you too.
Right.
And it seemed like Jordan was there for Dakota too, and he's going through all of his Taylor stuff. And I'm like, why would you? No, Jordan was. I'm sorry, Dakota was there for Jordan.
He came and picked him up from the party and all that stuff.
Yeah, so I'm like, why would you do that? You know, but I was like...
It was strategic. It was so that he could get the blame off of him and somebody else could be...
Yeah, that was really manipulative and, like...
It was mean.
It was mean.
It was mean.
Yeah. But I just feel like we got no resolution out of this whole
And it was 13
reunion.
hours, and we had 1 hour of taping. Like, you couldn't give us anything else.
Yeah. And there was even a point where it's like, okay, well, we're not going to, like, resolve this today, or this is, you know, and I'm like,
no, we should.
That's the time.
You were in 13 hours. There should have been some kind of resolve somewhere.
Yeah. It's like, we have got to change the structure for the next reunion. But I think it's also hard because they've already, when this came out, or when they started filming, I guess, season 4 was kind of already wrapped. Right. And they couldn't, it's like, honestly, I feel like, don't give us a reunion then if you can't talk about anything, because basically the reunion... Because
that's how it was the second reunion too. They were like, oh, well, you'll see that in the... Yeah. Especially, I'm going to be honest, do we really need a reunion with the fact that they're coming out twice a year? We don't need one.
No,
now, if
not
we
at
were...
all. Once a year.
Yeah.
Then yes.
Yeah.
But
before filming.
No.
Before filming.
Yes, before filming. But yeah, if we're... The timeline is so choppy with these seasons, because it's like the season's being filmed and then the reunion's being filmed within the season, and then we see the reunion afterwards. But it's like, it's a very confusing timeline. and everything is kind of like old news
Right.
by the time we see it, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, I am excited though to see season 4, but there's like just still some questions that I have. Like, I want to hear more about Jen. I want like somebody to ask Whitney some questions about, but maybe they didn't ask her, or maybe they cut some things out because she went on Call Her Daddy, is what I'm
maybe.
thinking. They maybe have did that because they were like, okay, we already have like 2 Whitney things out there. We don't need, well, the Call Her Daddy, we don't need another thing of hers. But like, my biggest takeaway from this is get Demi off our screen. We do not need her.
We
do not give her any money in her pockets. Like, she does not deserve anything.
And you heard her say, this is taking money out of... I mean, she got to go on Dancing with the Stars, so she...
And make a lot of money, basically.
Yeah, and I'm like, girl, it's because we like her.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have made it. You probably would have been kicked off before Alaria, you know.
Not Alaria. But, yeah, it was just super envious between the pregnancy thing and then making money.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, crazy, a whole lot of nothing reunion.
A whole lot of nothing,
I guess.
reunion. It was sad.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to it. I was so excited, and then as I watched it, I was like, this is trash.
The clips were a lot more exciting than the actual reunion.
Yeah, and it's like I had to stay off TikTok all day on Thursday because that was my whole timeline was the reunion.
Yeah.
And I was like, I haven't seen it yet. I don't want to watch it.
Yeah. So funny. But yeah, that is our episode. Are you doing anything this weekend?
This weekend? No. I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
Well, my daughter has to work, so that's it. I'll go running this weekend, and
nice.
that's pretty much it.
Yeah. I have a Friendsgiving tomorrow. I'm just making some buffalo chicken dip.
I love your buffalo chicken dip.
Yeah, I'm gonna make buffalo chicken dip. So, I think that's all I'm doing. Possibly another tree lighting on Sunday at like a park near us. My husband hates tree lightings because they're so chaotic and so crowded.
They're a hot mess. It's
but I don't know. We'll see. And then I have to buy a white elephant gift for my mom's night out next week for our gift exchange. And my husband's actually traveling to California next week, so I'm going to be solo parenting for a while. I actually had to get a babysitter for me to go to my mom's night out thing.
To your mom's night out thing.
Yeah. And then we have the holiday party, so I had to get another. So I'm having 2 babysitters next week, and I'm it's a lot of money, Yeah. That's the only thing I don't like about getting a babysitter. But yeah, that's really all I have. I have a lot of cookies to bake because I have my son's cookie bar for his teachers at school, and he's also a snack leader and he wants to make Grinch cookies for his class. So I'm doing that, and it's like all due on Tuesday and Thursday. And then, as you know, I hold an annual cookie exchange at my house, which is yes, and Jessica's never missed one. No. So I'm holding that not this weekend, but next weekend, but I have to start like prepping, but other than that, and I guess I just got to mentally prepare myself for like solo parenting next week, which I just got to be a little more organized and whatnot about, but that is really it. So yeah,
I don't think anything exciting is happening next week for me. It's just wrapping up work for the year and doing that. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, the good stuff. There's nothing like closing your computer at the
day of the year. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is our episode, and we will talk to you next time.
Okay, bye.